On this week's Waypoint, Turn 5 of the game's last raid seems to have bugs, Live Letter 9 is just around the corner, and Miqo'te butts get nerfed. What's up, guys, and welcome to Waypoint, your weekly Final Fantasy XIV recap for October 11th, 2013. I'm your host, Kat Andresco. If you watch XIV Reborn, and really if you don't, why aren't you? Then you already know that they previously talked about a free company bugging out the final boss in Turn 5 of the Binding Coil of Bahamut. Apparently, the incident wasn't as one in a million as was originally presented, because this week Square Enix acknowledged multiple reports from players of the same bug and took some pretty heavy steps to rectify the situation. What did they do? Oh, they only took Turn 5 entirely offline. That's right, if you and your free company are trying to work your way through the current final raid, you'll be allowed to complete turns 1 through 4, and after that, you're done. While devs are working as fast as they can to get Tuntania back up to kick player asses, the original post speculates that the turn could be down until next week, around October 15th. What I want to know is how you feel about this. Obviously, a raid bug that causes the boss to bug out and do nothing is a pretty big deal and needs to be fixed, but was taking the fight totally offline the answer? Keep in mind that this is a boss that hasn't been beaten once yet, so any kills could have easily been investigated and rolled back while a fix was worked up and launched. Maybe you think Square Enix made the right call in taking it down. Go ahead and sound off in the comments below and let me know where you and your free company stand. It seems like it was just yesterday we were waiting for producer live letters with bated breath, hoping to catch a glimpse of some new and previously unknown piece of information. Now that the game is released, will the live letters still hold the same draw? True to his word, Yoshi P is sticking with the producer's live letter format, as the 9th edition gets ready to take place on October 19th. As always, Square Enix has suggested certain topics for the live letter, and not surprisingly, housing is on the list once again. I guess the Tokyo Game Show live letter didn't quench everyone's thirst for housing info. Questions can be added to the official thread, which we've linked in the live letter piece on xivnation.com. If you've got something else you want to know, get your question in there now before it's too late. Last episode, I talked about some upcoming features the devs told us about on the forums. It seems the devs were feeling chatty again, and decided to answer a few more questions on the lodestone. This time, the conversation focused on Miqo'te butts. You heard me right. I love my job. It seems between version 1 and 2 of the game, some character models received a bit of a, well, let's call it a nerf, I guess. While almost all models had these changes, many people noticed them on the Miqo'te. Well, I'll let you be the judge. Check out this footage of a version 1 Miqo'te and this footage of a Miqo'te from a Realm Reborn. Notice a difference? That's right, cue the music.
I like big butts and I cannot lie. You other brothers can't deny. Now when a girl walks in with an itty bitty waist and a round thing in your face, you get sprung.
So when it comes right down to it, was there a change in butt size that may have been particularly noticeable in the Miqo'te? Yup, strange as it seems, there was. This week, I'm gonna try and help out my crafting friends a little bit. A question we see a lot of is, how do I level crafting or gathering quickly? Well, on the crafting side, a little bit of extra time goes a long way. You see, your first step should be to get each crafting class to level 15, since you're gonna want most of them there anyway. All in all, this really shouldn't be too hard or take all that long, since you probably have a fair amount of crystal shards and the materials to make the level 1 through 15 items. With all crafting jobs at 15, you can start to mix and match certain abilities from one crafting profession with another. This allows you to really work to create high-quality items as often as possible. Why do you need high-quality level 15 earrings? Well, you don't, but that level quest does. You see, turning in high-quality items on crafting level quests nets you 20% experience boosts, and some quests will actually let you turn in multiple items as part of one leave. This means you can really stack up experience fast just for taking a few extra actions during your crafting. For you gatherers out there, What you can do to help speed up the gathering grind a bit is save those Grand Company seals you've gathered while fate grinding and use them to buy survival manuals that can net you different amounts of bonus experience as you grind out your gathering levels. Grand Company supply missions are also a great way to help out those who would rather avoid gathering over and over again. I want to thank Netflix for sponsoring this episode of Waypoint. For a free 30-day trial, just head on over to netflix.com/GameBreakerTV. You can start watching Netflix today on your PC, Xbox, PS3, iPad, and more. There's no commitment, and you can cancel at any time. Sign up today by using netflix.com/GameBreakerTV and start streaming thousands of movies and television shows right to your television or mobile device. Okay, last up here on Waypoint, we again want to take some time to showcase your greatest work. Drawings, videos, or tattoos. If it's Final Fantasy XIV related, we want to see it. Throw it up on the XIV forums in our art spots and we'll find it. We all know that Magic Man is a bit of a black mage nut, so it should come as no surprise that he sent over this awesome fan art of a more traditional black mage profile. CeruleanRaven over at DeviantArt created the image in about an hour and a half. If you'd like to check out CeruleanRaven's full DeviantArt profile, Magic Man said he'd make sure the link was in the info below. That does it for this week's episode of Waypoint. Be sure to check back every week for updated Final Fantasy XIV news. I'm your host, Kat Andresco, and you can follow me on Twitter @KatAndresco. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys at the next Waypoint.
Game Breaker TV.